Greetings everyone, Free here. Welcome to the Demo Hub. Today I am in the mode to talk about Mode. Let's dive in. Mode is a visual explorer that helps with exploratory analysis for modern data teams. As it says on the website, Mode allows and helps teams connect to their data sources, data platforms like Snowflake, and analyze that data, explore the data, automate with APIs, and collaborate by sharing and presenting, embedding the results of their analytics. Mode is all cloud-based and can be accessed by the browser. And from a pricing perspective, you can come in here to see the plans for folks who are looking at leveraging this for your organization. I highly recommend you do check out the plan for the pricing. Links to all of this will be in the description below. That said, let's jump in for our demo. Once we log in, we'll welcome with a screen that should look like this. To the left side is the navigation options, and to the right is a canvas for work. We're going to dive in, look at the layout, and unpack the features and the capabilities that are available within the tool. As always, the main focus of these demos is not to dwell on the UI as much as highlighting the specific capabilities of what this product can do for you, your team, or your organization as a modern data tool. So jumping right in, we see the profile here showing up. You can change specific workspace settings. But the most important thing, if we think about Mode being a data visualization tool, is that option to connect to your enterprise data warehouse. In our case, Snowflake is of interest to us. Here, you're going to put in your Snowflake credentials and authenticate right in. Once you authenticate, that connection should show up as part of your connections, which I already have one created in here. And that's what we're going to use for doing our reporting, doing our visualization, which is what Mode is all about. Within the personal space, here you would see the reports and the dashboards you've created. You can also see your work in a different presentation. Going down, start items for easy accessibility, and you can discover some more items. If you haven't connected to your database, here you'll be connecting to that database as well. Now, once we've connected to our database, the natural thing to do next is building a report or building a notebook. So Mode does allow us to do that. In here, we're going to come in and create a brand new report here in Mode. Assuming we have a database already built, this report should allow us to put in queries that should talk to our Snowflake instance. So here we have a query. We'll put in a query. On the right side, we see a schema coming from Snowflake. I'm leveraging the sample data set from Snowflake, and you can browse in there to see all the objects are all coming in from Snowflake. This is where we're going to be putting in our query. So let's put in our query, and the name of the query shows up. If you have multiple queries, you can add multiple tabs to get those queries in. So going back to our query one, the query is in here. Again, we're using the sample data set that Snowflake provides. And with our query showing up, I love the option here of formatting the SQL. It comes in handy to lint and make your code readable. You can view the history, limit the number of results. And of course, we can go ahead and execute that query to see the results. So this is now going back to Snowflake, executing, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to like or want to present any data. Let's try another query here, which I think should have data, or maybe we go back to this query. Oh, there you go. I expected that to have data. So let's go to query 2 and throw in another query and run this. And with any luck, this query 2 should present some data for us. So from a visualization perspective, Mode gives you that query editor to write queries and connect to your SQL data warehouse, which is Snowflake in this case. You can see the fields that are coming back. You can see the source, which is just the query we've executed, which should be similar to what we have from above up here. Now, having query is all good. Mode also, and we're seeing this with a lot of BI tools, which is extending beyond just your regular dashboards and writing queries, but also notebook type experience. Jupyter Notebook really came to market with this. A lot of tools are playing in this space. We've done a lot of demos around this, and Mode seems to have capabilities around that for notebooks. With notebooks, you can imagine there are cells. You put it in Markdown. and you can run specific cells. It leverages Python. If Python is missing or specific libraries are missing from here, you can use pip install to do that. For today's demo, I'm not gonna really double click too much on the notebook capability of Mode, but do know it seems to exist. And here it's using Python 7.3.7. Of course, there's Arrow as well as Python 3 Edge. So if a notebook experience is what you need, Mode seem to have that. You can restart the kernel, you can rerun everything, add new cells, move cells up and down. I'm sure put in Markdown, decide what it is you want to put in a cell. So all that experience you would expect with a notebook, it does seem to have that. Now let's go back to the query that we had. Looking at numbers like this is great, but executives or decision makers or leaders in organizations don't like numbers this way. There is a place for it, but people tend to like charts and graphs. And Mode also provides that. If it's a BI tool, it wouldn't be a BI tool if you're not getting charts and graphs and reports. So let's actually go in here and create a new chart visualization. Let's make this a bar chart. And this bar chart would allow us to visualize the data we just wrote. So on the right side, there is the dimensions, and below are the measures. So the measures from our data set. So let's take in a dimension, we throw that into the x-axis, and we can take the measures and we can throw that into the y-axis here, and this should be visualized. So just like that, we're leveraging Mode, we're building a nice looking UI, I hope. And if we want, you can actually go in and I believe change the color palette just from an aesthetics perspective, depending on what your preferences are. Let's assign something else. If this is good, you can give it a title, Demo Hub, dashboard. Just like that, we have a dashboard here in Mode. So we started with a query, a couple of queries. You can do notebooks, and now we have a dashboard. Now, one of the key things about Mode is the collaborative aspect of this. So if this is a great and amazing dashboard, you can go ahead and embed this dashboard in a web application or in JavaScript, which essentially is any front end out there that exists for the most part that can take JavaScript. But you can embed this particular dashboard right in there, and that option shows up, or you can embed that as an iframe. You can also share this as well, where similar like what this does would be copying the link for internal sharing, but I'm sure there is a link for external sharing, which I'll have to double check, but that option seems to be there. So copy this link, share that with a team member who wants to go in and look at the report, and that will be an option that Mode provides. The next one is we've seen the share. There is a schedule. Dashboards usually go stale very quickly. Rarely do you have a dashboard that never gets refreshed. Here, there is an option to come in and do refresh every 15 minutes, time-based. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to have an option to refresh by events, but maybe that'll be something I'll leave in the comment section below if that option is available. Mode is within the modern data stack as a modern data tool will help you with that reporting layer on the downstream side. So ELT or ETL will be happening, bringing data into your data warehouse. Snowflake, you're going to be doing transformations in there, doing all the aggregations and joins and cleansing of that data, enriching of that data. Once it's ready, you need all these data products or reports that needs to go to the executives. That looks good, and this is what they look at every morning, hopefully, to make decisions. Mode will be that option for you. This is a very rich and dynamic space. The reporting and the BI space is rich. There are lots of players in here. It used to be thick clients that you have to install on your desktop to get BI and reporting. What we're seeing now is a lot of these companies and these tools are all being embedded into the browser. People literally do work now in their browsers. So Mode is really taking that approach, which seems very fascinating. Now, there are other capabilities we haven't double clicked on, we haven't highlighted in this demo. It does say here there are options for automating REST API or webhooks. Definitely schedule refreshes. We saw that sharing and presentation, exploration and filtering, calculated fields, those are all available. Visual Query Builder, we didn't explore that, but those options too seems like options that will be available if you see. Let's go ahead and see more features. If we go into more features like collections, Slack applications, schedules, themes, webhooks, and we can add a webhook here. I'm guessing, okay, this now all comes together, right? So we can have a webhook here that really helps with that automation. So that's an option that's available. It does seem like a very rich platform mode, a visual explorer for exploratory data analysis. So links to this, as always, will be in the description below. But hopefully this demo has given you an orientation of what mode is all about and where it fits into this rich, dynamic, ever-changing ecosystem of modern data tools. So I would highly recommend you go directly to the website and check it out for yourself. And if you have any questions for us, leave a comment below. If you have a question for the mode team, of course, reach out to them, request a demo, and I'm sure they will be more than happy to help you. Again, thanks for watching. This has been Fro with Demo Hub. I'll see you in the next demo.